All right, Wooly, I want to ask you a question. I already came up with an answer as I was listening to this, but I want to hear your opinion first. Construction-based and or natural terrain-based nightmare that is the actual worst for you possible. Like, is it a boulder? Is it a building falling over? Is it a fucking crack in the earth from the earthquake? Is it
Not which would I prefer, but what is the worst
which
one?
is the worst?
Well, the problem with that is the fear that someone might do it to me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't think anyone's gonna drop a bus on you.
No, I suppose not. Fine. I'll put this out there in the world.
Okay.
Falling into that endless crack.
As I was listening to you, my mind went sinkhole.
The sinkhole, here's the thing about the sinkhole. Terrifying to look at from the outside.
Yeah.
Right? When you're in it, it's a big splat and you're probably done.
Yeah.
The endless crack that falls so
goes
far
to the
deep
Earth's mantle.
that like you're seeing a pin drop of light.
Yeah.
You can't even lift your arm up to end yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you're talking like the glacier crack.
I'm talking I'm talking that you're hiking up somewhere you shouldn't be, going into the fucking triple diamond territory.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm using skiing fucking difficulty.
Yeah.
And you just fall into the one that's the perfect size for humans.
Yeah.
And you go right down until it eventually starts to close up, and then you're just lodged in there, and that's the end of that. But your arms are by your side, so you're not moving. So you're just hanging out. Hope you don't got claustrophobia.
There was a guy.
That's the nightmare.
I forget the.
Hope you can bite your tongue real good.
He went spelunking and managed to crawl into a one-way hole that, for some reason, the mechanics of this curve meant that a human body could crawl in head first but not come back out because of the way our rib cage works.
Christ.
And he starved to death in it. And there was a massive rescue attempt, but just no, like it's like hundreds of feet deep, and it's all stone. If they tried to dig around it, it would all collapse, and just like, nope, no way to get out.
Facing the wrong way.
Facing the wrong way, like legs dangling out of an opening. Just stuck.
True fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if you have access to someone from like rib cage down. Can you intravenously, or
to what end?
I don't know. You know, like
yeah, you'd probably do some shit.
Can you provide them with air and like water?
Yeah,
by just like cutting holes in places. I don't know, man. That's just a fuck. Yeah, exactly. 127 hours. That movie, right?
Yeah.
You know, Amigara fault.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to the art piece that recently got created. It's a human-shaped corridor
that has no visible end.
Yes. Enter.
Don't care for that.
Enter it.
Nah.
See, and I would be way more comfortable entering it backwards. However, because
because you can see the end. Yeah, right. Of course, yeah.
But then you don't know what's behind you. So what's in there, right? If someone can hard confirm that nothing's in there, then I'm fine. But like everything about your survival is like you need to know where the exit is, and you need to see where the threat is. Mm. And if you can't detect both at the same time, you don't know which is worse.
I don't care for this.
Yeah, this entire discussion, actually, I don't care for it. But if you wanted to ask, that's where it goes.
Yeah, man.
Nothing to me is worse than the crack.
Yeah. I find the sinkhole nightmarish because the sinkhole doesn't even...
You never see the bottom.
It doesn't correspond to earthquakes or disaster.
Yeah.
It just appears.
Structural weakness.
It's totally random.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to tell afterwards, like, oh, there was an underground stream here for 1,000 years and dug it out of the blah.
And there's always there's the news reports where you see it's the flyby shot where it's like, it's this intersection is just gone.
Yeah, and it's a hole into hell.
Right? Like, horrifying from a distance.
Yeah.
Right? Again, once you're in there, you're just dropping and you're done. Right?
Some of them are real deep, though, so you're dropping for a good while.
But the one that happened in this poor fuck's living room, in his house.
Contained to his house?
It was in his area, and it was like just unlucky. It happened right underneath this dude's house, and it was like a smaller sinkhole, and you're just like, that's just fucking RNG, man.
That's a thumb from a pie.
That's fucking RNG. Just gets you. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
And then there's dumb shit like Centralia.
What's Centralia?
Centralia is a city in the United States that is currently mostly abandoned because it is perpetually on fire. It is forever on fire because some dumb fucks accidentally lit the coal mine underneath the town on fire.
And that's not going out anytime soon.
It may burn forever.
That's not how energy conservation works.
Yeah, well, for you and me, it's gonna burn forever.
Yeah.
And it has, like, active sinkhole activity. Because when the coal burns, it creates, like, a hole in the earth, which causes the weight to shift.
Yeah.
And then, when the cracks appear, toxic coal gas shoots out of the earth.
I just fucking, like, the other day decided, because I've done it, like, twice before, where I'm just like, it's that time of year, time to go look up drone footage of Chernobyl. Right? Time to just go check out what that looks like. And,
they got a big plan to fix the sarcophagus.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. No way. Come on. How? What device? Because people, you go in, you're done. You send in a machine, right? And if I'm not mistaken, like anything metallic just amplifies it.
Well, it would, but you do anything you send in there, you're gonna leave in there. You're not gonna
making
take it
it
out.
Worse. And
no, it doesn't make it worse.
Okay.
It just stores it quite strongly.
Right, okay.
They're basically planning to put a dome over the entire reactor.
Okay, the dome plan. I've heard the dome plan for years.
And
yes.
they're going to be using drones and automated shit from safe areas in the city.
And moving them in.
And they're going to be like basically sealing off the whole thing. Because that by the way, the sarcophagus is the metallic shell that was built by heroes who were not told what radiation is around the Chernobyl open blast site. There's a lot of radiation in there, and that thing is coming down whether we like it or not. And if it comes down for even a second, we get Chernobyl 2.
In the air this time.
Well, it was in the air the first time. But this one just won't have an explosion. It'll just be like a seep. Like,
well, the collapse equals dust into the air, equals particles moving out.
Chernobyl was like shitting your pants, right? And everyone around you had to deal with that. The sarcophagus failing is like your diaper falling off.
The Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
Just drop the dome on it.
Yeah. But yeah, that shit needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, Chernobyl 2, I mean, what, not Fukushima?
Yeah.
Right? There's other, and not to mention, I was reading about...
Chernobyl's specific because Chernobyl's reactor core outside the sarcophagus is exposed to open air.
As opposed to being...
You can look at it from a helicopter if you took the sarcophagus off.
Right. Whereas Fukushima was submerged.
It was all internal submerged bullshit.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah. God, there was a city that just got fucking wiped off the map. And they just pretended it never existed.
Yeah, well.
It was... Yeah, anyway. Yeah. So...
I'm a big proponent of nuclear power, not even being ironic. We should have more nuclear power plants.
Like Simpsons style?
No.
Just giant open fucking... You want more nuclear power plants? I mean... I heard an argument I literally heard an argument about someone saying like why it's a good idea.
You could power the entire North American continent with like 200 power plants
or whatever, but you just got to get okay with the idea that we might fuck up.
Yeah, well, I trust Canadian, Mexican, and American engineers a lot more than 1980s Russian engineers.
Okay, here I got it. The whole plant is built on those crazy fucking new rockets that we have so that if shit goes wrong, just launch it to space like a Terran command base.
I want to point out that at one point there was an idea to float nuclear waste to space.
Just float it up, right? And I know, right? Space debris, huge problem.
That's not the problem.
But now, right? Giant nuclear hazard in the atmosphere, but just keep going.
Well,
Get it, shoot it way past.
Do you want to know why nuclear waste will never leave this planet?
Because if it happens to pull a Challenger in the atmosphere,
because of the Challenger
that's
disaster.
the end of the world.
The Challenger disaster killed every possible argument for that idea.
The end of the world.
Yeah. Oops.
Life is over.
We've irradiated every cloud in the world.
We tried to make energy a little bit cheaper. We tried to give
Made it too cheap.
Tried to make it a little bit nicer so you get a little bit off on your phone bill.
Yeah.
You know, turns out we extinguished all life on planet Earth.
Also, nuclear waste isn't that bad compared to, like, carbon waste. You know how everyone's terrified of nuclear waste, right?
Yeah.
There's lots of space that nobody lives. Just dump it in the middle of Iowa. Nobody would ever even notice. But carbon waste? You can't even solidify it and store it. It goes straight up into the air.
So I don't know anything about carbon waste.
You know, you burn coal?
Yeah?
Coal's made of carbon.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right.
Goes into the air.
Yeah.
Carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
That whole thing?
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's worse than nukes?
Well, millions and millions and,
And
millions
radiation?
and millions of tons of it
Yeah.
is, yes, worse than nuclear waste.
But you can live in a city that's got smog and shit going on around it and up in it. It's going to be unhealthy as fuck, but you can.
Eventually.
Radiation kills you in
but
days.
Woolie,
right?
You're talking.
I'm
Okay.
coming. I don't know.
Okay. Here's the thing with the carbon thing. Yes, but climate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. And then it becomes a fucking oopsie, we went too far.
Okay, but the difference in my brain is one of them is like China, for example, where air becomes a precious commodity.
Poison. Yes.
Right? And it sucks, but hey, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And then the other is no actual poison hazard danger zone.
Yeah. The difference is...
Like you walked into the wrong door in Metroid.
Yeah. The difference is one is about 1 million times more than the other, which is carbon versus nuclear. And you can store that nuclear shit. You could...
Muff?
Muff. Materials unaccounted for. No. But you could grab all the nuclear waste in the planet and put it in like a 1 kilometer like cube, and that would store it for like 5,000 years or some shit.
But we'd have to pick a part of the globe to...
Yeah. Iowa. Dead center. Who gives a shit? No one.
I mean, how about a man-made landmass out in like...
You mean the plastic island?
Just put it on
Great Plastic Island?
the Fatberg. Put it on the Fatberg.
No, you don't do that. You put it somewhere really dry. You don't want it to touch... Well, you can't dump hundreds of thousands of pounds of nuclear waste into the ocean.
Into the ocean, no. Not into the ocean, but like above the ocean. You know?
Like in the sky? We talked about this.
Antarctica?
Antarctica's good. The only problem is getting shit to Antarctica. It's far.
Yeah. And you pretty much got
And you got to transport it there via the
plane.
ocean.
Or fly it in.
Yeah, via the ocean one way or the other. Right?
And if one of those planes happens to
Also, you don't fly with nuclear waste.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That seems like a really terrible idea.
That's a sky crime right there.
Yeah, that is a sky crime.
Yeah, you don't do it. What if someone accidentally goes, hey, is that a enemy? And then shoots it, and then blows up the plane with the nuclear waste in it.
Yeah.
And then spreads all the fun juice.
I have an idea.
All over the people.
I think that all nuclear we should build hundreds of nuclear reactors in North America, and that the nuclear reactors must be staffed by engineers trained within that reactor's vicinity. People who grew up in the nearest town. Therefore, if it melts down, it's their fault, and they did it to themselves anyway.
How about...
Like fucking Nuketown, Pennsylvania, or whatever, got wiped off the map. Oh, those Nuketowners, they're idiots. Couldn't handle their reactor. Whoops.
I mean, we could always just do what we're doing now and wait for the new invention that doesn't exist yet.
Well,
That solves the problem.
the problem is that did get solved, as me and you live in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And that problem was solved by hydroelectric power.
Yes, but
Which is clean,
yes,
free,
yes.
infinite, depending on the weather.
God bless.
right?
Bless the Hudson Bay.
And totally unavailable to the mass majority of the planet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
need to have
A giant-
mountains and rivers.
And a giant closed body of water.
Yeah.
However, what I actually mean is for someone to invent the thing that is like, oh, this is a sponge for radiation.
Yeah.
And that like nullifies it.
I have a good news for you. That item has already been discovered. It's life.
Yeah.
Life is a
No,
no.
yeah.
There is a chemical called thorium, which burns and reacts similar. It's a form of nuclear power, much similar to uranium and plutonium, but it's not self-sustaining. So if your reactor explodes, it just turns off.
Okay. That's cool.
And there's more thorium in the ground.
But what I'm really trying to get at though is, I mean, inventing the thing
Yeah.
that you can throw a bunch of at places like Chernobyl.
Yeah.
And then eventually
Life.
the green air turns pure again.
So
Even though it's not actually green, but you know it's green in my head.
radiation doesn't work like that.
No, but
It literally doesn't work like
but
that.
video games though.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work like that.
That room is full of radioactive gas. It's yellow.
Yeah.
Your life bar's going down.
It is.
Get out of there.
No, okay. And now sit in a room for 2 weeks and get blasted with water. The radiation's so fucking weird to me because it acts like a particle, like dust,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's a force. It's
It's not interacting with oxygen in a way that we can say that's an oxygen particle plus radiation.
it is complicated. It's
Yeah.
beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, definitely.
Beyond my fucking half-assed university physics pay grade.
Build a fucking build an LHC, right?
You know,
Open up a pocket black hole,
got it.
suck in all the area that is irradiated, and then just close the black hole.
I'm gonna point out that a pocket black hole would be the most radioactive thing ever.
But then it all gets sucked in,
No.
Right? right?
Also, if they
Easy.
if they opened up a pocket
button.
black
That was
hole for
easy.
a picosecond, like we would all blink out of existence.
Oh, that's why I'm
from
saying
the
like,
sheer.
oh, but the microscopic black hole, the really really tiny
no,
one.
you don't. No, you don't. No,
The really really tiny one, the one where the event horizon is like.
they might actually be that small. Space is crazy, man.
Space is wild.
And I know we're talking
Space
about
is
the
wild,
Earth, but
bro.
Earth is in space, so you know how it is.